Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your mid to end of May 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the algorithm, and it really helps out the channel. So thank you so much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's start off with seeing what energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the King of Cups. Now, what's really interesting is as the singing bowl was singing, the imagery that was coming forward was of a tree swaying, like bending, but never breaking. And so there's a flexibility to this time that is needed, and yet there's a strength within you, Libra, that needs to be utilized. This is with the King of Cups, this is an energy of emotional manipulation. And this is somebody who's really quite expert at it. This is somebody who has a worse bark than they do bite. So I'm very much seeing that come forward, where they don't have the follow through that they do with some people. They have it with some. They don't have it with you. They'll let things slide, or they'll like threaten, but they won't really go through with it. Now, this is a person who isn't quite as stable as you would like them to be. So when Spirit is saying, okay, they won't go through with it, they also are very volatile. So they might, decide, kind of, excuse my language, but screw this. I'm going to go after this. I'm going to get what I want type of thing. And you thought you had already dealt with this person. So being aware of that is going to be very important, because there's almost a sense of they've calmed down, but then they get a bee in their bonnet, and they're just focusing on something more. Like, it's just more. They're putting more of their energy into it. They can drag you down with them. So be very aware of that. And I want to apologize if I sound a bit congested. I have kind of intense allergies right now, which I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Yeah, this is inner strength. That's what we saw when we saw the tree, right? So when Spirit gave that imagery forward, it is the solar plexus chakra. It's like, listen to your core, your trunk, right? And let your inner strength come forward. There's a sense of you're breaking out of a shell. You're breaking out of, like, this is what I was supposed to be. Like, this is how I was supposed to be. And what Spirit is really saying here is like, no, I get to move forward in the energy that is me. And this is going to take a leap of faith on our part to be able to listen to ourselves and move forward with the wisdom of this energy. Now let's look at what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, that one right here. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels So we're going to turn everything over at once. Okay. So we're starting here with where we are right now. It is the sun. There is a radiance. There is a beauty. There is a blessing to us. We feel it. Are we able to utilize it as much? No, we might not be. But we do know that we're stepping into this place of blessing, or we need to embrace our blessings. The sun also can represent a child, okay? There can be somebody around us, very young energy, that's helping our energy vibration. It's like we feel better when we're with them. We feel more ourselves. There's a sense of, I don't have to put on a mask. And Spirit is saying, let us use and utilize that energy as we move forward. That sense of, I'm not putting on a mask for anyone, because our challenge is the death card. Now, if we're born on the cusp with Scorpio, or if we have strong Scorpio energy within our chart, the challenge is, I really see tapping into this energy. There is a layer of secrets around us. So being able to say, okay, I'm tapping into the secrets, I'm tapping into the transformation, I'm not walking away from it, is going to be something that's very powerful for us, but also it's not going to come as naturally as we want it to. There is also a sense here of the challenge is change. The challenge is also confronting that which we want to change within our lives. And Spirit is saying here, like, we kind of want to hide away from it, push away from it. And yet we need to look at it full on and say, this is what I want. This is where I'm headed. This is what I desire. Because the transformation here, it happens the same for, the Pope standing right here and the king lying on the ground and the people, just the average people around the skeleton, the symbol of death. So this transformation doesn't discriminate. It comes for each and every one of us. And we're going to see here that there's a way that our life is transforming, and yet there is something that we're resisting within that transformation. Now, what we're focusing on is we're a little bit too turned inward. And being turned inward is a good thing, right? But there's a sense of, I'm looking too much at me, at what I want, at what I need, or I'm listening too much to the narrative within my own head. Also, if we're born on the cusp with Virgo, this is strong Virgo energy. So there's this energy, or we have this within our chart. There's this sense of we can become too much in our own mind. And Spirit's saying that's not helping us. That's not leading us to the place that we really need to be. The Hermit is the same here, where like our challenge and what we're focusing on is almost the same thing. It's like, to escape this change, we are focusing so much on the inside and saying, okay, well, I just have to get like the inner me perfect, or I just have to get everything all aligned and all moving right, and then I'll be able to embrace this change. But we're overthinking it, we're over planning it. I'm just seeing the energy. When you plan something too much and then nobody gets to enjoy it, that's what I'm seeing here. It's almost like there's a party or there's a gathering and we want it to be so good that we're over planning it. We're planning like every little detail so that everybody's always engaged. And yet then nobody feels engaged because it's not happening organically. That's the energy that's around this card right now. I don't know if somebody is planning an event, or if we just want to make sure that things are going so well that we're taking away the blessing. We're taking away the natural kind of like occurrence that's coming in. Our past, and this is a good thing to have in the past, the Nine of Swords, worry, doubt, fear. There's also a sense of not being able to sleep. It can be that we're just tossing and turning at night, but our mind is too worried. We're too overwhelmed. We're focusing way too much on things that we perceive we need to change. Now, maybe we do need to change them. You might be saying, Dean, I can't live like this. It needs to be changed. But what Spirit is saying here is that if you step out of that energy, it is more likely that it changes than if you step into that energy and say, okay, I'm going to fight everything. Like I'm going to just, look at everything from all angles. And that seems counterintuitive. And it definitely is counterintuitive for us here, Libra. But there's a real sense here of, I need this transformation. I need this balance. I need to stop worrying. And I'm going to link in the description box below. If I forget, please remind me, and I'll put it in the comment box. But there's this book that I've been reading. It's the Law and the Promise by Neville. That's it. Neville, something that starts with a G. And it was written in the 60s, 1960s, and it is so interesting. Wayne Dyer used it as a jump off book. He said, had me looking at things in ways that I hadn't before. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, it's just a really beautiful book about the power of our imagination, the power of what we're focusing on, the power of what we're bringing to life. And it sounds, like all those books that we've heard before. I don't know why this book just rings so true with me and brought such beauty, but it really, really did. So I'll link it, but there's just a sense of what you're focusing on is what you'll create. So we'll either create our nightmares or we'll create our blessings. And this is a time where, of course, life happens outside of our control, but this is a time where we're going to see that our mind really does play a huge role. And we're going to be doing games with that. It's kind of like, okay, if I focus on this thing that I don't want, does it magnify it? And if I focus on this thing that I do want, what blessings come in? What different ways do I move forward? What starts to happen? What starts to change? Now, it moves us now to our greatest strength, which is our strength. And it's the fact that we are connected. And there is a real sense here of being strong, of being involved, of really looking at what we want. Libra, people tend to underestimate our strength, our commitment, our determination, our focus. They shouldn't, but you know what? Let them underestimate us, because we will be more empowered because of it. There is such a sense of, I look at what scares me. I look at what overwhelms me. And because I do, I am embracing new blessings, new insights, new ideas, and it brings us then to our near future. So as much as we're being told to be mindful of the King of Cups, we have the King of Cups right here. And there's a sense of our near future very much being a leading from the heart and a trusting of our heart. Now there's somebody around us, older energy, okay, it doesn't have to be an older person. It's a very mature person. It's a person who's very much looking at emotionally what they want, what they need, what's important for them. And they lead by example, but they also don't care if others are following. And that's what Spirit's saying we need to do. We need to lead by example for ourselves and not worry if anybody else is following us, because we are following what we need, what we want. And we're going to start to see that the negative energy, it starts to fall away. Now, our suggested approach is really quite interesting because it's the 5 of Pentacles. I'm really seeing this as, okay, so what Spirit is saying is that we need to look at what has held us back and what has kept us in poverty. Meaning we're kind of decluttering, decleansing a lot of things that have held us in a negative space, in a negative place. And as we're cleansing this away, we're starting to see opportunities that were missed or ways that we had walked forward and put just way too much on our shoulders. Now what we need to know is that we can collaborate with others. We really can. We can have this back and forth, and that there are people around us, especially 2 people around us, that help build us up, that help focus us, that, really can help give clarity to a situation. If you're saying, Dane, like there's nobody around me, then it's starting to really connect with and rely on our angels, our spirit guide, that connection with the divine, that connection with that inner voice within us that's opening up doors. Now, what we need to know is that, okay, not what we need to know. This is what we need to know. Our hopes and our fears is that we hope that we have clear boundaries, and we hope that we can move things forward in a way that perpetuates those clear boundaries, that we're not giving and draining our energy. What we fear is that we're cutting ourselves off. Also, that there isn't that sense of connection that we want. Yeah, that cutting ourselves off, that not having that sense of connection, that sense of a draining of energy, that somebody is still taking advantage of us. There's somebody that we've visualized, like the cord being cut. I see this as a past relationship, or this could be somebody that we were very, very close to, a family member or even a friend that we kind of considered as family, but things fell apart, and we went our own ways. Now we're going to see things as, okay, how do I sever that tie? Because we're starting to see that that person still has a pull on us, still has a way of dampening our spirit, dampening ourselves. It moves us to our potential. And our potential future for this time is the 4 of Wands. This is celebration, success, new opportunities coming our way, being able to dance, being able to laugh, being able to have blessings come forward. We're also committing ourselves to something that just connects with us. It's like, I'm committing myself to this, but I need this. I want this. I love this. This is a great part of who I am right now. And Spirit is saying everything changes, so we don't have to think, okay, I give this commitment now, it's a commitment forever and ever. It can change, but it helps us. It has us standing more firmly, more powerfully in ourselves. Now let's look at the tarot a little bit more. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So what we start off with is we have our past, our present, and our future. Our past right here is the Magician and the Emperor. There is such strength in our past. This could also be somebody who is very domineering, that just came forward very profoundly from Spirit. It's like somebody made all the decisions, called the shots. And there is a sense now of, as I step into my magic, or it kept me from fully stepping into my magic. What we're seeing now as we look at our past is we're starting to see a beauty of ourselves that wasn't fully recognized, and a fierceness of ourselves that we didn't acknowledge. There's also a strong paternal energy around us. Okay, somebody who wants to lift us up. They didn't always do the best job. They didn't have the language, the connection. Like, this person might have actually spoken a different language than us, but also they didn't have that way of connecting with the heart the way that we needed. Now they do. They're around us a lot more. This person, this person has passed. And if you're thinking of a person, it's like, no, this person is still here. They connect with you more through their thoughts and like the intentions that they set out into the world than they can personally, or they're really trying to work on that personal connection. It's just really difficult for them. I see this as very strongly coming forward as a person who has passed, who wasn't able to make that connection. Now they can. Okay? It moves us to our present, which is the Hangman and the Nine of Wands. The Hangman, we're seeing everything differently. We're looking at things and it's almost like our world was turned on its head, but we're looking at things and we're like, this is different than I thought. And the Nine of Wands, we're looking at the barriers that we have that have been put up around us, but also the battles that we have fought, the demands made on us, even by ourselves. And it's like, okay, where do I want to go now? Because the playing field is different. What we're looking at, what we're looking for is quite different than what we had once thought we would want. And it brings us then to our it brings us then to our future self, which is, the Muse of Wands, the Muse of inspiration. This is fire sign energy. This is the King of Wands. There's passion, there's creativity, there's transformation here. And then brings us to the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is that energy that has come forward, right here with our hopes and our fears of the blockage, but also being able to guard ourselves. That energy steps forward now in our future selves. And there's a sense of, yes, I can guard me. Yes, I can look at what I want and state what I desire and not have my energy siphoned away, not be giving a part of myself all the time. It then leads us to the Six of Pentacles. Things need to be balanced. There needs to be balance, beauty, insight, understanding within my world right now and within myself. Because if there isn't, I won't be able to move forward. There's a real sense of, I need to harmonize me. And the Six of Pentacles is also looking at somebody who held the power for a very long time. And there's almost a sense of a handing over of that power. We have to make sure that we want it. For some of us, we don't want that. It's a trap. It's overwhelming for us. We're doing it to be polite, but Spirit's saying this is going to be longer than we had imagined. And there's a real sense of, I need to come into balance with what I want, because I can't keep fighting the negative energy. I need to sever it. And as I start to step into who I truly am, what I truly want, my passion, my power, my energy transforms me. There's also, I mean, we're very good looking as we step into our future selves. You know, after the realm of this reading, it's like, okay, I'm stepping into my beauty. I'm stepping into what I want. I'm looking at what I desire. That opens up the doorway. And it brings us then to our subconscious energy, tarot energy, which begins with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, that water sign energy, again coming forward, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We have the King of Cups in our near future. The Queen of Cups. This can be a relationship. So subconsciously, we can be moving towards having a really committed, solid, firm relationship, firm foundation. There's also a sense here of, if we are in a relationship, this is becoming, I just hear tighter. It's like the knot is tying tighter. Things are becoming more substantiated within that relationship. We're seeing each other more clearly, and we're looking at what we truly want. There is also a sense of passion and beauty and insight, and a real connection of the heart, a real connection of our emotions and where we want to be. And there's also a gentleness around us. We're going to need to embrace that gentleness. Even though we have the King of Cups here, that sacred masculine energy, we need to embrace the sacred feminine as well. That duality, that balance that Libra is all about, that's what we need to embrace. And then we have our subconscious past energy, and it's the Five of Wands. As much strength as we have here is as much fighting as we have. And there's a real sense of, I need to step into my strength, what I want, what I need, where I'm headed, and nobody gets to stop me. But also I'm releasing a heck of a lot of the fighting that has been dragging me down my whole entire life. And there's a real sense of actually realizing, oh my gosh, there's a different way. Excuse me. It moves us to the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is celebration and blessing and beauty, and a sense of, in our present, it's like I'm taking that leap and I'm embracing, exploring, expanding in a way that I didn't dream I could. It brings us then to our future subconscious self, and that is inspiration. That is the Six of Inspiration, the Six of Wands. That is moving forward in brilliance, learning how to celebrate ourselves, holding our head up high, knowing what it is that we want, looking at, a deeper truth, a deeper beauty, and a sense of like, I deserve this. I deserve to stand tall and move forward. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Five of Cups. We need to be mindful of really focusing on negativity during this time. We need to change our minds and change our lives. And as we do, we start to see ourselves, our energy changing, and we start to see the people that are around us or what we'll put up with. That really starts to change. And people are going to be quite surprised. Heck, we're going to be quite surprised at the determination, the fierceness of our own souls. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy. And this is communication. This is the throat chakra. And there's a real sense of, I need to communicate. I need to communicate with myself with what I want. I need to look at things in a bigger, broader way. I need to communicate with others as well to share this big picture, because I am moving towards something more than what I thought. And this is a time to really start to say it. Journaling, speaking to ourselves, connecting. That is going to be a catalyst that moves us in a direction we hadn't anticipated, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is what I needed. And I'm saying it. I'm not thinking, oh, this is what I need, and then walking away from it. I'm embracing it full on. Okay. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let us end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra, and may blessings always be with you.